Right, you're going to have to excuse the camera because I forgot the other camera to bring it around. So we're going to bottle the Pilgrims Hope today. Just going to show you a couple of things that I do. I'm not going to show the whole bottling so everyone knows how to do that. I tend to batch prime mine, so I've measured out the things from the Pilgrims Hope, which I'll show you in a second. Right, it gives you 100 grams with the kit. I'm only going to put in about 86, purely because I've reduced the volume anyway, I don't want them to explode. And 100 does seem a lot anyway, just for a bitter. Seems a bit fizzy. I thought I'd tend to just get a kettle with some boiling water, pour in a jug, no more than about 200 mils. Give it a good stir. Cover a bowl until we're ready to put it in the bottling bucket. Back in a bit. Right, next thing is washing the bowls. All I basically tend to do is rinse them off in the sink, just to get rid of any dust that's been on them when they've been sitting in the garage. Then a case of getting the bottle brush and cleaning each one out. I have had quite a bit of grief with different bottle brushes. Latest one I've got at the moment is from Wilkinson's, and it seems to be alright. I've had a few get stuck in the bottle, some of the Fuller's bottles seem to get stuck in as well, but I have come across quite a good bottle brush. It was, well, I got it from my work, but what I did was bend the end ever so slightly so it still fits in the bottle, but when you get to the bottom of the bottle it's got an upturned bit that will get into the corner a lot better than a lot of the other bottle brushes. But if you bend the end of this one, it's not going to go in the bottle at all. But so sometimes if there's something really stubborn at the bottom of the bottle, I tend to use this one, but with most of my bottles they've been my own use, so I've emptied them out as soon as I've drunk from them and they remain clean. But if anyone gives me a lot of bottles, which is where I got a lot of my Fuller's bottles from, they tend to be quite dirty, so there tend to be a bit of mould in the bottom where people have just left the remaining beer in the bottom and it's sat in the garden. There could be leaves in there or anything like that, so they get done on a different day and totally cleaned out and bleached and whatnot. When it comes to bottling, it just tends to be just loosening any loose dust and that that's in them, and then I'll show you the next bit of bottling in a second. Right, the next thing, if you do any amount of bottling, the two things that you need that I think are a must-have is the bottle tree and the bottle rinser that goes on top. Fill with your star sand. You can put your crown caps in here as well to sterilise, which I'll do later on. And then it's just a case of getting a bottle, if you can see this. Let's get it going. A few squirts up into that, drain it off. Then on the tree, and then repeat. Right, now I'm going to rack the beer onto the sugar solution, which is in the bucket. Another thing I do is when I'm cleaning out my bucket is to run the tap on the on position to make sure that the cleaner goes through the tap, and also to know when it's off again, so that when I put beer in it, all the beer doesn't come out the tap. That has happened before and it's never good to lose beer. I'm not going to try and film this because not having the tripod and that, the beer's likely to go everywhere, so I'll rejoin you in a second. Right, that's the racking off of the beer. Another thing that I do slightly different, I don't use the little bottler because I find that it was a bit useless, it used to leak everywhere. So I use a normal drum tap, step down with a few different sizes of hose, Jubilee clip there, going down to a bottling stick, which I can put in each bottle and fill up, spring loaded, so I sit in that bottle in the corner. When I've capped all these ones, I'll put another lot in and then cap the rest. And that's pretty much it. Got the capper there, and then that's another thing, is a bench capper. The top cappers are okay, the Emily's and all that lot, but the bench capper is the way forward. It will cap pretty much any bottle, and you get to use all the Hobgoblin bottles then that I've thrown away over the years. And that's pretty much it. I've got a wedge up there as well that I use to hold the fermenting vessel up just so that it can get the last bit of beer out at the end. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully if I get time later I'm going to be testing out the boiler if I get a chance.